Welcome to the Sports Foundation Network. I am your host, Angela Wynn, and I have been joined here with none other than Coach Eric Reed Sr. And I tell you, you're in for a treat. So we want you to stay connected, stay tuned as we bring forth. Hey, Mr. Reed, are you ready? Are you ready?
Am I ready?
Okay.
First of all, good afternoon.
Great afternoon.
And I want to say again, today was a beautiful day.
Yes.
And for those of us who love to play golf, it was a nice day to be out there on the golf course.
Wow.
But yeah, and I'd like to say good afternoon to everyone that's listening or watching. You know, the Sports Foundation Network, hosted by Angela Wynn and produced by Brandon Harris. You know, I want to give a shout out to Most High and let everything that happens tonight, you know, be a flow of love and expressing those things that we all need to know.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am. Back at you.
Back at me. Well, Coach Reed, I tell you, it's been such a pleasure. It's been how many years now since we connected?
Ooh, it seems like a long time ago.
We're just going to say a long time ago. But I am so glad to be here, and I'm glad that we reconnected after, you know, everything that we've endured and been through. You know, God is faithful.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I wanted you to be able to showcase, not necessarily showcase, but just tell the people who you are. What got you involved with sports?
Well, you know, my uncle, Fred Reed, as a young kid, he was he was a quarterback at Capital, and he went on to Santa Barbara State, and I aspired to be like him. And my uncles, his brothers, helped tutor me through the sports. And then high school, you know, middle school, high school, did some good things, had a chance to do college ball, you know. But as far as coaching is concerned, when I left Germany, I came out of the military and went to a Struma looking for a job. And Coach Jackson was the principal.
I'm going to say the dirty eye.
The dirty eye. Yeah, the dirty eye, the part of my heart, baby.
Mine too.
Yep. So, and he allowed me to come in and teach as an assistant coach. And one of the things I've always enjoyed, and that's watching young people evolve and become great in their eyes, you know, and doing things that they may not have thought that they could do before, you know. And that was the beginning of my coaching. You know, I left for a minute and came back. I went in the plant and worked 10 years in the plant before I left that and found my true passion, my true calling was coaching young kids.
Wow. And the Sports Foundation, how did that begin?
Oh, boy. I backed into that one. I happened to be at McKinley, you know. My son, who's now in Belgium playing basketball, he was 5. And I always told my wife, I said, look, I'm not going to push him to play any sport. He'll have to come to me multiple times before I say, okay, let's go do it. I hit that boy, bugged the stuffings out of me about playing basketball. And I found a little team, and they needed a coach. And because I had coach in front of my name, they thought I knew something about basketball, which I didn't.
And you ain't know nothing.
I know nothing. I knew how to train.
Right.
I knew how to fight soldiers and get them prepared. I said, well, you know, we can do that. And I'll learn basketball as we do this.
Right.
And that's how I backed into that. And from those kids, they inspired me to do something that I love that they showed me. So I didn't show them anything. They showed me.
But you know what? Kids just have a way of showing you reality.
Yeah.
Of what your passion is. So they had to come forth and show you, Coach, what your true passion was.
That's right.
And what did you do?
Oh, bro,
you just flew on like an eagle.
Oh, yeah. I took this on like I was studying for a PhD. I did. I had put together volumes of information and knowledge. You know, I ended up writing like a 120-page training manual for those kids that I operated from.
Wow.
And I had talked to, at the time, in 2009, I believe, I was at Christian Life.
Okay.
And Christian Life had this phenomenal team. So they had a lot of Division I coaches that were coming into the practices. The coach from Auburn, the coach from, Texas A&M,
Yes.
Grambling, LSU. And I would take head coaches, not just the assistants.
Right.
And I would ask them one question. Coach, if you had the opportunity to start training a kid at 6 years old so that when they got to you as a freshman, what would you want them to know to be able to contribute immediately to your team?
Yes.
And I took notes.
Wow.
And then I went and did research.
And you came up with a manual.
theory.
And how many pages was it?
It was a 120-page manual, man. With diagram. And really, to do that was it helped me be able to, I could coach those things.
Yes.
I didn't know anything about the game, but I could coach diagrams and philosophies and that kind of stuff.
Right. Well, Coach, how could you not know anything about the game? That's what I'm trying to wrap my mind around. Not knowing anything about it.
I knew I played it on the playground.
Mm-hmm.
I played it, at recess or in PE, but I was never really on a team. In middle school, but we didn't really have a team that competed very well.
We're going to leave that right where it is.
We were a bunch of football players trying to play basketball.
What was that, a Stromer?
Prescott.
Oh.
Yeah. Prescott.
Okay. All right.
I love Prescott.
Yeah.
And everything that came with it.
Yeah.
It was a struggle, but we got through it.
So what age? I heard you say, was it 4 your son started, Eric?
Mm-hmm.
4 years old.
Actually, this is what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I was teaching a young kid how to count by doing push-ups. So, and eventually we got up to 100 push-ups and him counting to 100. And one night, showing off at my mother and father's house, I said, Eric, knock out 100 push-ups. Let's count to 100. That boy went down there and counted to 100, did 100 push-ups. So that's when I knew, oh, Lord, geez. Ain't nothing, something about this boy.
And how old was he?
He was 2 at the time. Yeah.
My God.
Yeah, and that's when I started bringing him with me because I was also training, still at the age I was at. And
right.
He did stuff. And at 4, he declared his desire to want to be an athlete.
Okay.
And started following me around with a golf club and became one of the top youth golfers in the state at one time.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah. So, and all we did was work on fundamental things, and I know you're going to ask some questions.
But, I hear you talking about the fundamentals, and I know Saturday, Pats, I had the opportunity to hear because I had never seen you in your zone, as I call it. Your ship, you was paddling your boat on the waters, and you talked about the fundamentals and how you teach kids the fundamentals of the game, not just to play, not just to win, but the fundamentals and how important. What is the importance of them having that up under their belts?
Well, first of all, I train from the bottom up, from the top down, and from the inside out. That says so much. That's mind, body, spirit.
Yes.
Okay. The core of our being is established where our feet hit the ground. Okay. And we are energized by divine energy from top on down.
Right.
So we've got to be able to mix those two to create an understanding of what we give to each other, and that's a spiritual relationship. We're spiritual beings having a human experience, and we choose to, at a particular time, to use sports as a vehicle by which we can compress life-learned skills in a competition. And if it's done in a healthy way, you end up having an athlete who is a contributing member of society in positive ways. And that's the theory behind a lot of stuff. And it's, it's understanding how the function of the entire body comes together as a physiological, biological, programmed machine, because, they're, like I've said before, I give all the credit to, there's some great trainers here, but they haven't been trained in the areas I've been trained in,
And with the foundation and the training that takes place, I know that there is a thing where you just can't expect to just get in and just go. There are steps that have to be taken. And you are there. You're the coach. You're the one that undergirds to show them the correct way, the correct posture. Even I saw you doing some things with the hands, showing them how to hold the hands up to guard or whatever it is they do. I don't know anything about basketball, but I said, Lord, the little simple things that you don't even consider, but the way you broke it down, you made it all make sense. And if you have a team, and you have a team of 4-year-olds, 5, 6-year-olds, just imagine. And I'm pretty sure you've seen it already, but I can't wait to see it. Yes, yeah. I can't wait to see it. But I know there are some good things that come forth out of that. What are some of the core values, Coach, that you would like to pour into those youth that you have a chance to undergird and work with?
Well, I'll tell you the vision that was given me, and. The vision I was given, my background and my interests have always been combat related. My visions have always been, in my dreams since I can remember dreaming, was me in combat. I'm serious. So when I had that experience and I come back home seeking something, I found that there was a deeper relationship that I was seeking with the God that I serve. And I was told to put together a training program for young men of combat fighting age, using Rwanda as an example. You remember they had that civil war? And they had babies out there fighting in combat, girls. And it's like, that was the vision. Teach young men, how to be leaders of their families by teaching them how to be leaders of themselves first.
That is awesome.
And that's what I started working on.
Awesome. That is awesome. I know that we have a slogan with we are building champions and we are connecting communities.
Yes.
So even in that, yes, you have the child that's playing basketball or playing sports or whatever it is, but there's a dad, there's a mom, there's a grandparent. So what are ways that you want to bring, or some things, I know we can't tell everything, but, what are some things that you want to bring to the table to get the whole family involved? Yeah,
well, it's always a challenge. Even in my family, it's difficult to get all of us together. I mean, I've got a daughter that's, she may call me, I'm in Hawaii today, Dad, and be in Puerto Rico tomorrow, Then I have a son who's back and forth across the planet, right? Then I have another son that he may be in New Orleans today, and this afternoon he'll be here in Baton Rouge. Then I have another daughter who she's leaving for overseas, so it's difficult. However,
what's the sauce?
The sauce is, in your busy day, make an investment into the future.
That part.
Of 1 hour and a half, 90 minutes.
Wow.
And that's just maybe twice a week. So 90 times 2 is what, 180 minutes?
180.
How many hours is that? That's 3 hours, huh?
Yep, that's 3 hours.
3 hours in a week. In your future. It's not that.
That's nothing.
That's nothing.
You sit and you watch television for 4, 5, 6 hours in a day.
All on your fingertip.
On your phone.
Yeah. So.
Are you strolling? You're strolling on your phone.
And
hours at a at a time.
And when we talk about from the bottom up and from the top down and from the inside out, we also have to understand, because we are electromagnetic entities, our bodies require us, okay, to do certain things to be able to sustain ourselves at a high level.
Right.
And when we are not practicing those things, okay, we dissipate energy, or I call it, we have leaks.
Right.
Okay.
Holes
that are leaking energy. So it is very important that we get the families understanding that, and which also may mean we've got to look at our diet, because that is the most essential thing that you could do for your body outside of drinking water. Yes. And the processed foods and the fast foods, man, that ain't nothing but stuff that's just waiting to be a problem later on in life. So we talk about those things. We give parents, tools to work with. I've compiled a list of, some of the healthiest foods on the planet. And I didn't do the list. I just found it and made it available to the people.
You didn't recreate the wheel.
No,
It's already out there.
It's already out there, Yeah.
So with all of that being said, especially with getting the families involved, let our listening audience know, how can they get involved?
The best thing I can say at the moment, is to stay tuned in to the Sports Foundation Network podcast. And updates will be sent out just as soon as we get them. Because there's a lot in store. There's some things that are gonna. I don't want to take the lid off too quick. Right. But it's going to be something very interesting and different.
And you do want to be involved. And let me tell you, it's something where you can go to bed one way and wake up in a whole nother realm.
Yep.
But you got to get involved. It's just not going to be a hocus pocus. Get involved. It's important for you to make an investment in your families, in your children, and in your communities. Like I said, we are cultivating, we're building champions, and we are uniting communities. And we got to come together. We got to gel together to make it work. And we can do it.
Can I add something?
Yes, absolutely.
The power of the vision is in how well we're able to formulate the words to articulate to those entities that we are not familiar with, to go to work on our behalf to create what it is that we have spoken into existence. So the beauty of all of this is uniting communities, okay, and bringing those diverse but yet common things that we have that are unique to us, but are common to all of us, and create a common unity and a new community.
Absolutely.
Check.
Well, Coach, this has been a great, oh my God, pleasure. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to sleep tonight, because I'm going to be so excited about our time here on the Sports Foundation Network. And we want to say thank you to our listening audience, those of you that are tuned in, you're watching. Hey, if you're on a replay, wherever you are, thank you for tuning in with us in the Sports Foundation Network. We have some great things that's getting ready to come forth. And guess what? We want you to be in on it. Stay tuned, stay connected, and let's go to work.
We are the lions. We are the chosen. We're gonna shine.